Hi everybody, welcome to our live stream from the Sydney Conservatorium of Music Library today. My name is Jodie Kell. I'm a Ph.D. student at Sydney University. I'm working in ethnomusicology, so I work with the Ripple Effect band from Maningrida. And Ripple Effect is an all-women's rock band coming out of the remote community in Western Arnhem Land. My project is very much a practical, socially engaged project. I play in the band, I manage the band, and have developed strong relationships with all of the band members who are part of this project. I have here today with me Gune woman Tara Rostron. She's come down from Western Arnhem Land and she'll introduce herself.
Yo, I'm Tara Rostron and I'm from Maningrida, West Arnhem Land. I'm a Gune speaker. And yeah, so I play for the Ripple Effect band.
So if we first talk about...
I'm just going to see if I can adjust this because it's very...
Well, we might start talking about the importance of language in our band and in my research. In Maningrida, there are 14 languages.
Yeah, 13 or 14 languages.
Yeah, so there's about 3,000 people and 14 languages there in town. Everybody in Maningrida, like Tara, is multilingual, and people switch from one language to another.
To another language, and
yeah, even in conversation, hey?
Yeah.
What languages do you speak, Tara?
Well, I speak Gune, English, Creole. Yeah, that's all.
Rambalinga, a little bit?
Yeah, Rambaranga, Dalabon. Yeah.
So, you know, language in our music is really important because you inherit language from your father's side, hey?
Yeah.
Language comes from your father?
Both sides, from my mother's and father's side.
And so Tara speaks Gune language, and it's part of the Bining Gunwok language group, which goes right across Western Arnhem Land. But most people speak Gunwingu, which is Jabiru area, or Guningu in Maningrida. They're kind of the two dominant languages.
Yeah, that's the same dialect. Guningu and Gune and Guningu is three. Yeah.
So we were the other day talking about saying I am not cold, weren't we?
Yes.
So if you said it in Gunwingu, you would say
Abonjak. Same.
Min Bonjak.
Abonjak.
Or if you said I'm not cold.
Same, yeah. I'm cold.
Yeah. And how do you say I'm not cold?
Min Abonjak.
Okay. And then in Gune, you say the same.
Marak Abonjak.
Marak. So there are these words that are different, and it's really important. Tara was saying that there's not many people that speak Gune because everyone speaks Guningu or Gunwingu. Is that right?
Yes, and not much Palanda. Not Aboriginal speak Gune. That's why I'm teaching Jodie and her son Kojo how to speak in my language Gune.
And why is language important for you, Tara? What does it mean to sing in your language?
My language is important to me, and that keep me with and could keep my culture strong. That's why I keep my language strong, and I speak that.
For the band, it's a big part of our identity, and we are actually a multilingual band. We sing in Barada, Jepana, Gune, Guningu, Nakara, and we have a new song, Jinang. Yes. Actually, our new song is interesting because it's actually Jinang and Barada, two languages in one song.
There's 5 Aboriginal languages in our band.
Yeah.
That we sing.
And it feels like it's a big part of our identity as a band, because, you know, even just celebrating the fact that we sing in a heap of languages is representing culture there.
Our culture and our land, back in our community, and to make our people proud, and
And documenting language, so the Nakara language, we've got quite a few songs in Nakara now, and they're the first songs to be recorded in Nakara language that I've been able to find. So it's a highly endangered language, but it has brought so much pride to the Nakara community to have these songs. Last year we had Nabaja, the little crab, and it was put out on an ABC Kids album. And that was so exciting to think that there are children all over Australia listening to Nakara language for the first time. And that idea, it's for future future generations, is a really important part of what we do. And I think singing in language, you know, when you sing in language, or when you write songs in language, I think the expression, it changes compared to when you write songs in English because of what's important.
Yeah, it's kind of like from language, it's like explained to English, and that's where we write the words from the English, from the language, like Aboriginal language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes across.
Yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes we sing in a both way, English and in language.
And even the topics of songs, like your song Majang Demek is a small lizard. I think, what's it called? The lizard? It's a
Majang Demek.
And it's
small lizard that lives in the Stone Country. That's in West Arnhem Land.
Is it
I know
Gilbert's dragon or something?
Yeah, like a little bit dragon lizard.
Yeah.
It has history story that the story passed on from my grandfather. That's from his dream, and that's where he sing a song for the lizard, Majang Demek. And so everyone's know from the families.
And I think that kind of song content makes sense in language. It wouldn't make sense to sing that song in English.
No.
I don't think, would it? Really?
Yeah.
Maybe, but
a little bit, but most of all in language.
Yeah.
And it make people understand what that's, meaning about the song, and it make them understand when I sing in language, or sometimes talk about.
So it's a song that has, like, I know Narbalek have a song, Majang Demek, as well. So Narbalek band, also from Western Arnhem Land. They're a rock band from like Munmoy area.
Munmoy. Same story.
Yeah. Same bin in Gunwalk. And they have this Majang Demek song, and it's also a traditional song as well, like a Gunwalk song. And so many times our songwriting follows these traditions.
Yeah, but it is traditional song. Majang Demek.
From your grandfather?
Yes, from my grandfather.
Yeah. The next thing we'll talk about is being, we're an all-women's band. And so to kind of establish in Maningrida and Western Arnhem Land, women haven't really performed much in public. They're not traditional songs so much.
No, we don't, women, us, we don't do traditional song.
Not in public,
men do. Not in public.
Yeah.
Men can do traditional song.
Yeah.
Dance.
Yeah. And same in Eastern Arnhem Land, there's some, the women sing a certain style, milkari at funerals, but really it's not like the performance thing is about men singing and men playing yidaki and men playing clapsticks, and the women participate in ceremony through dance and often organising things as well. In that way, Ripple Effect Band are groundbreaking because it's an all-women's band. Working with contemporary music is a way of being able to get up and perform as women without breaking any cultural protocols or doing that. But it's interesting, as we're going along, we're now delving into other forms of music. Last year we composed and performed a piece with the Darwin Symphony Orchestra, and it was about the Jomi spirits of Maningrida, and we were the first musicians to sing about the Jomi.
And that's in Japanese language. That Japanese language from Maningrida, from the land Tios, and that's why we put the songs in Japanese language first, and
to acknowledge the traditional owners of Maningrida.
Yes.
And they, like, we spent a lot of time in the community talking to traditional owners, and we brought Joy Galban with us on that trip to Darwin to be involved and in the songwriting, because she is a Tio for the Jomi. And it was amazing to do something like that, where these elders were giving us permission to be the ones to express the Jomi in song, and to do that with an orchestra. So it wasn't rock music this time, it had much more elements of obviously classical music, but also some elements of almost traditional ceremonial style. For example, at the beginning of the piece, Lena, who's a Jungai, which is a manager, cultural manager, caretaker. So she called out to the Jomi spirits at the beginning to let them know that we'd be singing, and she called out to the Jomi spirits at the end. So we incorporated aspects of kind of almost protocol within the piece that we composed with Alex Turley. We're really branching, and some of your songs, Tara, have elements like we've been writing songs for a new album. So Tara we've written a song called Wamut, which is about a young...
Wamut, it's a skin name, and I wrote that song. It's about hunting song, and it's about him. He's my little cousin. When he was 4 years old, and I used to watch him go hunting every day, every morning with his dad, and sitting down, ask a lot of questions to his father, and kept telling him, showing him, and that's where he learned. And
he's a very good hunter.
He's a very good hunter.
He's supplying me with food when I go camping out there too.
And that's why I made the song about him.
And so the song is reggae, and it's a storytelling song about young Wamut and his dad. But in the middle, we decided to, we're working with Skinny Fish Music with Michael Honan and James Mangahin, and they suggested, can we do something in the middle? Can you do traditional? Because they work with a lot of men's bands like Saltwater Band, Nabalek.
So I decided to make a little traditional song in the middle part for the Wamut. Yes, but it's about fish barramundi.
Namangol. So when they asked us, we were like, well, we don't have traditional songs that the women can sing in public because it's not really a thing. And so we sat together and kind of thought about it and wrote a traditional sounding song, isn't it? Might be
it's like a similar, it's like traditional song.
And it's about the Namangol, the barramundi. So
shining skin, when the sun rises, barramundi goes around, shining skin, showing off, and
And I think it's kind of interesting, this very simple little song within a song, and for me, I find with traditional music and contemporary music in Maningrida, that there's lots of levels of meaning. So you might listen to that and you don't understand the language, and it just sounds, our audiences react to it really well because the instruments drop out and we kind of just play, it's almost calling out. So it's kind of exciting, the audiences, even without understanding the words. But then you might listen to it and Biningunwok, so you can hear, it's about the barramundi swimming around. But then for, even for me on that next level it kind of arose out of going camping on Tara's country and walking along the river there, and we could see the barramundi swimming around in the water.
Yeah.
I think you actually said there's a barramundi standing.
No, not me. One of my cousins.
One of your cousins said that.
Yeah.
But it's also like it opens up for me as soon as we get into this bit about Namuga, I can actually see that river and have memories of being there with your family.
Yeah. That is true. Like you saw that in, like how I sing in that song, traditional song about barramundi, and there is like we saw when we walk along the river.
Yeah.
We saw there's lots of barramundi was on the water.
And in that way, the song connects to the country.
Yes.
So, for so many songs in Maningrida, when people sing them, it connects to country because people can actually see the country and have memories of country, and then they're connected to it through their clan or their language group. So these songs have these kind of, I always feel like the song, and it has these deeper and deeper meanings. The lyrics are on one level, but they have these deeper levels of meaning as you spend longer with people from that area.
Yeah. So I'll like weaving stuff and culture and land and people that we all connect together in our country. Yes.
And when we sing the songs, you said it to me once last year when we were at the MSA conference, that the country is in us. And we are, like we bring the country with us kind of feeling when we're singing.
The country is, country is us. Always, and country is always calling us. Those are ancestors, and that's where we grow up. And the spirit is always around there, always with us. We're not alone, And we always think of our home. And we want to go back.
Yeah. It gets inside you.
Yes, you can feel that. Or wherever you go, like in far away from home. And you can feel that something is calling out to you. And you start to stand up and thinking, and you really want to, you really want to cry because you feel emotional, especially when something comes like rain, or you can hear the thunder, or you can see fire burning and smoke rising up in the sky.
And lots of dreams. When we tour,
dreams.
There's always dreams, aren't there? When we went into Darwin with the symphony orchestra and were singing about the Jomi, one of the Jungai, Wendy, who was with us, she had a dream about being on stage with the orchestra and the band and the Jomi spirits on stage with us.
Exactly.
And everybody said, well, that's right, because we're singing this song, so therefore we're calling the Jomi, and they've come with us into Darwin, and they'll be with us when we sing. And there's this strong sense of connection and homesickness.
Yes, homesick.
And I think that's why it's important in my work that I've been connected to the Maningrida community for maybe 25 years now. And I feel that I have a lot of support from the band members, but also from their families, from the community.
We got inspired from the band group, and like Let Us Stick Band, Nabalak, Sunrise Band, Emily Walmara, Shelly Morris, and Wildfire Band,
and Wildflower
Band, from Ompeli. That's why we got inspired from. Yeah. They are strong.
There have been some really strong Western Arnhem Land women. Wildflower were around.
They're the first women's band.
Yeah.
Was.
They're produced by Skinny Fish Music. They put out 2 albums, I think.
Yeah.
And they were really inspiring for us, because they weren't an all-women's band, but they certainly were women songwriters and women at the front. And they certainly set the scene of it's great for women to get up on stage. And then Shelley Morris, Dr. Shelley Morris, who is connected to the University of Sydney. Shelley travels around. Are you right? Do you need water? Okay. Yeah. Shelley travels around all over Australia doing music workshops and singing songs in language. And she does her own music as well. And she's certainly been a very big inspiration for us and a support. We've done workshops with her early on and we see her everywhere. So big shout out to Shelley. Emily's another top-end artist. She's from Groot Island, Emily Wurramara, and she's also is someone that really inspires us to get on stage. And then the bands Tara's talking about, like Let Us Stick Band, Sunrise Band. Sunrise Band were the first band released by Double J on their record album back in the 90s. They put out an album called Lugurma. So they were pretty big across Australia and part of the movement that brought Yothi Indie, Warumpi Band, they were part of that generation. Let Us Stick Band, and the other thing about Sunrise Band was they toured with Carlos Santana when he came here because he'd heard them and he said, I want that band to tour. Let Us Stick Band were also another quite a big band out of Maningrida. They're very popular in the NT. And we follow in these bands' footsteps. So even though we're new because we're women and we're doing stuff that people haven't heard before, a lot of our songs are inspired by the musicians, particularly I think Let Us Stick and Wildflower. They're probably...
Yeah, Let Us Stick and Wildflower Band.
Yeah. And even what they're writing about and how they approach songs is part of what we do.
Yeah. I got first I got inspired by Wildflower Band. Yes, because they they sing about the land and culture stuff and all that. They've been writing it. That's why I got inspired from them. Yeah.
And we're going to sing one of their songs today as a tribute to them. So I guess we're going to start wrapping it up now for our chat about music. So as a PhD candidate, I feel like has created an amazing project and the band will continue on after I write my PhD. It's been amazing to watch how something like this has also, we've moved into composing with a symphony orchestra, working with children's music. We've put out an article together. We've spoken at conferences. It really, the idea that research should be something that is two-way. And I know I benefit a lot from working with the band, and I hope to share all these opportunities. Even things like this fantastic library exhibition, where they said we'll have the opening, and I was like, well, we've got to bring someone down, bring Tara down so she can see what's going on here. And a big thank you to the Con Library for putting the exhibition up. If you want to come and check it out, it's in the glass case out the front. We've got photos,
video stuff.
We've got some video of your country and weaving. We've got baskets and a bit of the score of Badarojiba, the piece we wrote last year. It's just kind of showing a little bit of the diversity of what we do, which is coming from the bush to all over Australia. So, gum up.
Come up.